Hello students, I Ramya H S, Department of Political Science, Soundarya Institute of Management and Science. Today we are discussing about Kautilya's political thought, right? So before we knowing about the Kautilya's political thought, we have to know about the Kautilya's Arthashastra. So as if you know Kautilya's Arthashastra, it is the famous work of Kautilya. So usually or generally, so Artha stands for what? It is a wealth or economic or financial matters. So in the view, in the concept of Kautilya, it is not only included or not only focused or not only referred only for the wealth, right? So only it is consisted or it refers or it is able to know, it will focuses the, for example, internal and external administration. So according to the Kautilya's Arthashastra, not only focused about financial accounts or financial matters in the view of, or it is able or it is deals with internal and external administration and coinage, commerce, forest, army, navy, diplomacy, and what we can industry, laws, law and order like a criminal and the civil laws, and also the taxation and revenue, these type of all sensible matters of internal administration and also the external administration contents, it should be covered in the Arthashastra. So that's why we can call Kautilya as a Chanukya. Chanukya, it is the name of the, it is indicates, its name will indicates the intellectuality, right? So that intellectuality we came to know in his Arthashastra because it is covered all content in his book or his work, right? So Arthashastra, so he written Arthashastra in the 300 BC something, and Arthashastra, that's why we can consider Kautilya is a Raja Rishi. So till his last breath, he is remaining as a only strategy planner. He will never ever become as a king. Why? He said in Arthashastra regarding on quote, nowadays you are putting the statements for a DP and as well as the status and the FP status and as well as your Twitter status, right? So you are putting the Chalukya's definitions, right? So that definition we are putting in the modern technology. Why? Because it has some values. So that's why we are nowadays, it is the base of the administrations, not only for the focuses for the conservative manner, it will focuses all sectors of the state administration. So that's why in the technology era, we are using the Arthashastra base or principles of Kautilya. So that's why we can call Kautilya Kautilya was a father of the economics, ancient father of economics we can call by the Kautilya. Got it, guys? And then what we can know, so for example, if we read the Arthashastra, only the book or work of the Kautilya done written by the Arthashastra, it will what we can call, so the Kautilya Arthashastra, it is equivalent to the few or so many old books. It is, if we can read only the Kautilya's Arthashastra, it is equivalent for the lot of old books. It is whether it is a business studies, whether it is a political thought, whether it is a commerce, arts, whatever it may be, it is equivalent to the many books, old books. So that is equal points will consist in the Arthashastra. Okay. So and then I will give some example about the Kautilya. Kautilya says the kingmaker is more intellectual than a king. Is it right? Yes, obviously. I am giving the simple practical example in the political field, right? Sorry, not the political field, politics fields. For example, here we can mention in the Karnataka politics, we can just, it is an example because you have to easily grasp what is the difference between the kingmaker and the king, right? So kingmaker we can consider as a Devegowda, right? King we can consider as a Kumaraswamy. Why ma'am, why like this? You can doubts arises. Because on his age, Devegowda we can call as a kingmaker because on his age, experience, on his political tricks, on his political experience in the particular fields. So, those all points will made as a kingmaker. So, the kingmaker is more intellectual than the king. So, that purpose he quoted the when the kingmaker will appoints or recruits the king, it well manner, it should be keen observing nature. So, it is mentioned in his Artha Shastra. So, guys, come to let us our point, that is Kautilya's political thought. So, Kautilya's political thought, before that guys, main examination they may can ask either 10 marks or 15 marks. So, what Kautilya's political thought, what is the Kautilya's political thought? We can ask in the 10 marks or 15 marks. You should write in this type of table, you can get marks score more, right? You can get more score, right? So, Kautilya's political thought, we are mainly divided by 5 types. So, first one is Tonga Theory. Later we will discuss, and then second one is kingship. So, kingship will consist the 3 types of qualities. Tonga Theory, it is a theory about the 7 organs. The second one is kingship. I am just briefly explaining about the political thought of the Kautilya, right? So, the kingship, kingship in the kingship point, in the ideas of the kingship, in the political thought, the Kautilya will explain about the 3 types of qualities. Got it? The king should have 3 very necessity quality if the king must have. Though he is categorized like these type of qualities, the king must have in his qualities or in his what we can call in his character. First one is Abhigamanka Guna. Got it? Abhigamanka Guna, we can call in English pleasing quality. In his own word of Kautilya, we can call as a Abhigamanka Guna, we can call as a pleasing quality, and the second one is Bauddhika Guna, and the third one is Bauddhika Guna we can call as it is regarding to the intellectuality. Intellectual quality we can call as a Bauddhika Guna. The third one is Atma Sampada. In the words, in the view of the Kautilya's political ideas or political thought. So, Atma Sampada he mentioned about the self-control. So, these quality who have the king, they become as a successive king in the state. State here mentioned we can called in the conservative, in the broader sense as a state. In the conservative meaning, when he was structurized in these theories, we can call as a dynasty, right? So, this is about the, briefly we are discussing about the kingship and law. When you come to the law, so Kautilya in his theory says law and order is most important quality in the state. Without law and order, the state cannot be existed, right? So, without laws and order, so the systematic structure of administration we cannot see in anywhere. So, that is why he mentioned in his political idea or political thought, he mentioned the law is also a main point, main view of point of the political ideas of the Kautilya. And the fourth one is war. So, obviously he will demands for the war. So, if the king is very strong, it should not be shown by the king. When the necessity will come, the king shows what the king is, right? This is the very valuable quote by the Kautilya. Got it? So, in briefly we are discussing the war mainly divided according to Kautilya as a 3 types. 3 types of war we are preferring in the 3 types categorized like this. Open war. First one is open war, and the second one is concealed war. So, concealed war we can call as a secret war, and the third one is silent war. The war should not be what we can call, it should not be declared or undeclared. It should be never ever tells and we should do the war with silent. So this type of war is encouraging in his political ideas through its famous work Arthashastra. And the fifth one is come to mandala theory, right guys? So mandala, what is this ma'am? Mandala, it is nothing but a circle, right? Mandala is nothing but a circle. So mandala theory is dividing like this. So in mandala theory, in the simplify we can call as it is a foreign affairs theory. So external theory, external what we can call administration of the state, it is regarding for mandala theory is created in the Arthashastra. First one is in mandala theory, he mentioned how the mandala theory focuses in the four circles, in the four circles. So he mentioned here, first one is king. King is called as a Swamin. So in Kautilya, in his Arthashastra, king he was called as a Swamin. In his own language, a king he can call as a Swamin. The second one is enemy. In the mandala theory, in the fourth circle is advisors in mandala theory. In the first one is king and the second one is enemy. Enemy is called in Arthashastra as a Ari. Ari we can call as a enemy, right? And then the third one is neutral. So when you come to the foreign affairs, obviously practically we are applying or we are adopting these type of mandala theory tricks. So get over that. The king we can mention, for example, we can take the present situation, we can king mentioned as a what? So obviously the Indian constitution or prefers or it will entitle for parliamentary form of government, right? Parliamentary democratic system. So in parliamentary democratic system, we will suggest the two types of executive forms. First one is nominal and the second one is real executive. So who have the real executive and the centralization powers it in the hands of the real executive. So for the example, we can mention here as a king as a Modi ji, right? So why ma'am? Yes, obviously the whole nation power it is ruled real manner it is ruled by the Prime Minister of India, right? The Prime Minister of India we can consider as a king, right? So king have some relationship between the all over the world. So it will focus the all over the world. It is nothing but a international relationship. It focuses international relationships. So international relationships, how the king have, and it's mean the Prime Minister of India will, how the relationship will build among the all over the world and the neighboring countries and developed countries and developing countries. It's mean equal countries because our country we can mention as a developing country, right? And then how it maintains the relationship in the underdeveloping countries, right? So these are all the what we can see here, neutrality and the mutual friend. Mutual friend we can call as a madhyama in the word of the, in the point, in the view of, point of the view of the Kautilya, mutual friend he called as his own word madhyama. First one is Swamin according to Kautilya, second one is Ari, the third one is Tatastha Niti we can call as a neutral policy, and the fourth one is mutual friend. Mutual friend we can call as a madhyama, right? So these four circles we are at present using in the proper manner. This is the base of the mandala theory's principles we are at practically relevantly applying in our foreign affairs or foreign policy making. So these are all about the political thought about the Kautilyas. So let us come to the Saptanga theory in detail, right? So Saptanga theory. So the word itself says, Sapta means here guys, Sapta means we can call as a 7, right? So Anga means organ. So 7 organs. Which state has the 7 organs that we can call as a Saptanga? So why do we want, according to Kautilya, the Sapta Anga in the internal administration. Why he mentioned? Yes, let us know about the Saptanga theory, right? So, Sapta Anga, 7 organs. So, according to Kautilya, 7 organs. Why did he mention the 7 organs? He can compare the Saptanga theory for the human body. Right guys? Human body. He will consider these organs, these angas as a what we can call limbs. Limbs of the human body. It is nothing but a organs. Limbs means organs. How the human body, how is compares means very wonderful comparison by the Kautilya in his Saptanga theory. It is a beautiful comparison. Human body, it never ever depart from their organs, right, or limbs. In the same manner, Kautilya insists in his Saptanga theory as 7 organs. The 7 organs. The 7 organs we can mention as ear, first one is king. The second one is, according to Kautilya, we can call as a swamin. The second one is amatya. Amatya we can call as a minister. Okay. The third one is kosha. The fourth one is kosha we can call as a treasury or wealth. Janapada. So Janapada he mentioned here as a Jana means population and Pada means territory, right. The fifth one he preferred to the fort. It is nothing but a Durga. So next one is fort and the next one is Mitra. Mitra we can call as a friend. And the seventh one is okay. So last one is Mitra and Bala. So these are the 7 organs of the Kautilya's Saptanga theories. So before we knowing these all type of organs, so we have to know in the present situation how the Saptanga theory will rose. For example, it will easily you can catch the point. That's why I am giving example in the present practical situation. For example, we can see here L, E, J, right guys? So in the present situation, in our Indian political system, right? Indian democratic system will imbibe or it will influenced by the parliamentary democratic system. In parliamentary democratic system, it will give provision for the federal structure of government, right? In what do you mean by federal structure of government? Federal structure of government means the all over the nation power, it is divided into the state, I mean central or union and the state. So it will focus particular states have their own organs. So that organs we can list it like this: legislature, executive and judiciary. So L stands for legislature, E stands for executive and the J stands for judiciary. So right, so these organs will focuses. It is like a one kind of the or same kind of the two phases. Without the legislature, the executive not be existed, right? So in the same sense, without these two organs, the judiciary not be existed. How we can explain this means? So legislature means, what do you mean by that? It is the law making body, right? So law making body we can call as a legislature. And executive means what? So it is law implementation body or law exhibits body we can call as a executive. And judiciary, what do you mean by judiciary? Obviously the law, where the implementation of law, it will protected by the judiciary. How we can see here the organs of the particular state in the same manner, Kautilya will suggest it in the ancient period. So what she shows, nowadays in the practical era or in the global era, we are adopting the basic principles of Kautilya's Arthashastra's content we are using in Saptanga theory through the three types of organs, right? So whatever the three types of organs of the particular state in the modern democracy will we are learning that only suggested the Saptanga theory in the ancient period. So that base we are put into shell in net. So we are adopting these type of organs in the state. So Saptanga theory will explain about the king. It is how should be the king, right? I am giving example in the previous class point, right? So king should be a sensible person. He should be a very systematic person, very disciplined person, and he should be a very well mannered person and very intellectual person and very forethought person. So for example, you can take the example, king we are mentioned as what? We can mention as a prime minister in India, right? PM we are mentioned as a king, right? So how the handles? So king should have the duty consciousness, and he must have the duty conscious and also the time consciousness, right? In the same manner, in the period, the present situation, right? COVID-19, right guys? COVID-19. As if you know, Co means corona, V means virus, and D means it will happen in December 19. We can call it as a COVID-19. In the COVID-19 situation, the situation will handled by very gently by the Prime Minister through the lockdown, the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and yesterday they are announcing that stage 4 also, the rules and regulations and the formats. So it means it shows his forethoughtness, his intelligence, his balancing power. So that type of attitude should king have, he mentioned in his Saptanga theory. And then Amatya. So obviously Amatya, it is the minister. We can compare king as in a present situation, king we can mention as a chief minister. In this particular state you can take chief minister and his council of minister. Chief minister means among the equivalent minister, the first minister called as a chief minister, right? So we can simply, so chief minister we can consider as a king here. So the chief minister never ever come to the local levels. So they have the hierarchy we can see, right? In the public administration we can study through that, we can see the hierarchies, right? So that hierarchies, it is nothing but a Amatyas. So king dynasty or the state should cover the very good advisories. Then only the success of king will happen in the dynasties or state. And the third one is Janapada. So Jana stands for population. So if your Pada stands for territory. So Jana stands for population and Pada stands for territory. If the population is not there, how the king will rule in the particular state, right? And then Pada, yes, obviously we have no territory. What do you mean by territory in the simple manner? boundary we can call as a territory, right? Without territory, we cannot administration in the particular state, right? So he will focuses the population. Population should not be more and should not be less. In the same manner is said about the territory. Territory is not too vast. Territory should be in the natural resources like forest resources, and then land resources, and then good human resources. So that must have the particular territories. So these are all about the Janapada. And the Durga, obviously guys, Durga we can gain the practical manner. It is nothing but a border, right? Fort we can call as a Durga according to Kautilya. So now we are mentioning that particular word to the borders. So if the state, for example, India has existed as his secular country and it is become as an independent democratic country, how it is? It is for the Durga. So if we are in the well systematic manner we are adapted in our nation because of fort. Fort is very important. He suggested 4 type of forts we must have in the dynasty. The Kautilya will suggest the 4 types of forts, right? Like water forts, like hill forts, and we can call it desert forts and forest forts, right guys? These type of 4 forts we have to, and moreover the forts should be covered in all cities and towns. Then only the neighbors or external states or external empires or kings never ever attack to the particular our internal state, internal territory. So that is the strategy of the Kautilya. And then Kosha, obviously guys, it is Artha, it shows wealth, right? So Kosha is very important according to Kautilya. So what we are presently we are using the taxation formations, tax, revenue, whatever it is fully that based by the Kosha tattvas of the Kautilya. So for example, if you can take the in the local levels, village panchayat, they have their own taxation, what we can call taxation formations. And we can come to the taluk levels, we can see the AC, right? Assistant Commissioner, he can maintain Shirastedar, what we can call in Kannada, right? So now also the designation is remained. So he maintains the taluk. And DC, come to the district level, we can see the DC, right? District Commissioner. They are all they are all deals with the district issues. Not only the financial statements, here he mentioning the Kosha, treasury is very important. So people have to pay the taxation with proper manner, with sincere manner. When the people not paid the tax in the sincere manner, they have to be punished. They have to got punished about in the view of the Kautilya. This is all about the Kosha. And Bala. So Bala is nothing but a defense. Not only defense. So defense we cannot to restrict for the army. Defense we have, for example, we have lot of weapons like army force, right? Navy force, and as well as the air force. It should be covered all the nation in the present situation. So that present situation what we are adopting is said in the ancient period. Bala, which king have the very stronger in the army, they never ever attacked by the other empires or other states. The last one is Mitra. So what do you mean by that Mitra, guys? His king's friend, obviously. King friend's manner. So the particular states, other states, right? States, neighboring countries or external states he mentioned as a Mitra. The king should enact every state have the good relationship with the king. So king should maintain the good relationship between the all over the neighboring countries or states, whatever dynasties according to Kautilya. Then only the king will become as a successive manner, and the major focuses the political Kautilya's theory, political thought or ideas will focuses about he will focus about the welfare states. These are all points whatever we can learn now. So these are all focuses the welfare state. What do you mean by welfare state, guys? Maximum happiness of the maximum people. He reached maximum happiness to give to the people. So these are all about the political thought of Kautilya. Thank you, guys.